There is a subtle truth your mind has brushed against for years, a sensation that appears in the quiet spaces between your thoughts. A strange knowing that certain experiences you've had aren't random, aren't coincidences, aren't quirks of personality or circumstance. They're signals. And if you've clicked on this video, something in you has already started connecting the dots. You can feel that, can't you? That faint inner recognition that rises whenever you hear the words high vibration, as if a part of you is leaning forward, listening, remembering. This is not about learning something new. This is about identifying something that's been active inside you all along. And the more you listen, the more undeniable it becomes. You've had experiences you couldn't explain, encounters that didn't fit into any logical framework, sensations that felt too precise, too consistent, too strangely timed to ignore. You've noticed how certain people look at you longer than expected, how children and animals seem to trust you instantly, how strangers open up to you with stories they've never shared before. And somewhere deep beneath the noise of the everyday world, you've wondered why. That wondering is the doorway you're stepping through now, because the truth is neither mystical fantasy nor psychological accident. It's vibrational reality. You've been broadcasting a frequency your entire life, one you rarely speak about but constantly feel. The human field is constantly communicating, long before words form. Your nervous system emits its own signature, your emotional body generates a measurable field, and your consciousness interacts with others in ways we still don't have language for. But you've sensed this for years. You've felt the strange pull when someone's energy resonates with yours. You've felt the contraction when a room carries heaviness. You've known instantly whether someone is safe or not without a single piece of evidence. This sensitivity is not fragility. It is coherence. It is what happens when your vibration sits above the emotional noise that most people live inside. And it explains so many of the strange things you've experienced. Your body has been reading energy long before your mind could interpret it. You already know this is true because you've lived it. You've walked into a space and felt your chest soften or tighten before you even looked around. You've met someone and sensed their intentions before they spoke. You've watched animals approach you with curiosity instead of caution. These are not random. These are markers of a field that's broadcasting at a higher level. A field that others sense instinctively, even if they don't consciously understand why. And you're beginning to understand that now. This is why you're here. This is why this message reaches you with such eerie precision. You're not imagining the resonance you feel while listening. You're remembering the truth you've always carried. Most people navigate the world with a fragmented signal. Emotions pulling one direction, thoughts pulling another, body carrying unresolved tension that distorts their energetic coherence. But your system works differently. You've noticed how you can calm a chaotic space simply by being in it, how conflict softens when you hold presence, how someone who was closed suddenly becomes open when they speak to you. You're beginning to realize that your impact is not metaphorical, it's physiological, neurological, electromagnetic. High vibration individuals regulate the room without trying because their field communicates safety before their words ever do. And you've done this countless times without noticing. Yet your body remembers the frequency of those moments. But here's the deeper layer, the one you've always sensed but never fully understood. The strange experiences you've had are not outward signs, they are inward confirmations. They reveal a level of spiritual and energetic maturity that most people never consciously reach. You've felt this because it belongs to you. Your intuition isn't a guess, it's a form of recognition. Your sensitivity isn't overwhelm, it's attunement. Your ability to feel people's energy before they speak is not a burden. It's an advanced form of awareness that emerges when your vibration rises beyond reactive consciousness. You've lived inside this truth long enough for it to feel normal, but it's not normal. It's a sign. And this is where the realization starts to deepen. The strange things you've experienced aren't happening to you. They're happening because of you. Your field is the activating force. Your coherence is the catalyst. Your presence is the signal that shifts dynamics, draws innocence closer, disrupts toxicity, elevates environments, and awakens recognition in others. You're not just experiencing signs of high vibration, you're generating them. And the moment you let yourself acknowledge that, something inside you lights up. That inner yes, that quiet voice that says, "I've always known." You feel that now, don't you? That sense of alignment rising through your system as truth clicks into place. This is the foundation for everything that unfolds next. Because once you understand the signal you're emitting, the strange experiences that follow no longer confuse you. They reveal you. They show you where your frequency is resonating, how your presence is perceived, and why your interactions carry the weight and depth they do. And while you might have questioned these experiences in the past, you won't question them after this. Because everything you're about to hear will not be news to you. It will be confirmation, a remembering, a coherence, a click. And this is only the beginning. You've probably noticed something throughout your life, something so subtle and consistent that you never questioned it until now. Children and animals gravitate toward you in a way that feels effortless, almost uncanny. They seem to sense you before they see you. They soften near you. They become curious in your presence. And even though you've brushed these encounters off as coincidence, a quiet part of you has wondered why they happen so frequently. That wondering is already telling you something. Because only those who carry a coherent, elevated vibration experience this level of instinctive trust. You can feel the truth of that settling inside you now. Children move through the world with a sensory system unfiltered by the layers of fear, conditioning, and emotional residue that accumulate with age. Their awareness is raw, immediate, and vibrationally exact. They don't read faces, they read fields. They don't judge behavior, they interpret coherence. And when they look at you, with that instantaneous recognition, that open curiosity, that sense of safety, they aren't responding to your personality. They're responding to your frequency. You've felt this hundreds of times without knowing what it meant, but your body recognizes the pattern instantly now because it's been happening for as long as you can remember. You've sensed this, haven't you? The effortless ease with which children attune to your presence. The same is true for animals, perhaps even more profoundly. Animals navigate reality through energy, through resonance, through the subtle shifts in the environment that humans have forgotten how to feel. When a cat approaches you without hesitation, when a dog refuses to leave your side, when birds or wild animals feel unusually calm near you, it's because your field is signaling safety, openness, and stability. Animals gravitate toward coherence. They avoid static, fear, reactivity, and emotional turbulence. And yet with you, something different happens. Their instinctual guard dissolves, their posture softens. Their awareness becomes curiosity rather than caution. They sense your vibration long before you even recognize theirs. This isn't something you force, it's something you emanate. If you're honest with yourself, you've always known these moments weren't ordinary. You've felt the way a child's eyes light up when they spot you across a room. You've noticed how an anxious animal becomes calm the moment you sit beside them. You've watched creatures that usually keep their distance approach you as if drawn by an invisible thread. And somewhere deep beneath your everyday interpretation of the world, a whisper inside you has always known. This means something. That whisper is growing louder now because you're finally ready to understand what your body has understood for years. Children and animals respond to the state of your nervous system, to the clarity of your emotional field, the coherence of your thoughts, the steadiness of your presence. High vibration isn't a metaphysical label, it is a physiological experience. Your heart rhythm communicates calmness, your breath communicates openness, your eyes communicate non-threat, your field communicates safety. And every creature with unfiltered intuition, from a toddler to a cat to a bird perched nearby, feels that instantly. Your vibration speaks long before your words do, and beings who live through intuition hear that language fluently. Your body knows this because it has been happening your whole life. But there's a deeper layer unfolding here. The recognition that these encounters aren't happening to you, they're happening because of you. Your field doesn't just attract innocence, it amplifies it. Children behave differently around you because your vibration stabilizes theirs. Animals relax because your energy entrains them into coherence. Whether you realize it or not, you are creating micro-sanctuaries of safety wherever you go. And that sense of familiarity you feel in those moments, that warmth in your chest, that openness in your breath, that quiet sense of home, is your system recognizing itself reflected back through the innocence of another being. You've always felt a natural ease around children and animals, a kind of unspoken communication that bypasses language entirely. You've felt the gentle warmth of a child leaning into you without hesitation. You've felt the weight of a cat settling into your lap without fear. You've felt the alertness of a dog soften the instant you touch them. These are not isolated moments, they are energetic confirmations. They reveal the frequency you carry, a frequency others can sense even when you forget it's there. And the reason it feels so natural is because this resonance has always been a part of you. If you think back, you'll notice how often these encounters happened during times when your mind felt uncertain, but your heart felt clear. Because innocence doesn't respond to your worries or doubts, it responds to your essence. And your essence remains intact even when your thoughts cloud over. High vibration individuals radiate coherence even in their confusion, clarity even in their uncertainty, light even in their introspection. Children and animals sense the core, not the surface. They read the field, not the story. Here's the part you've always suspected but never voiced. These encounters feel familiar because they reveal something intrinsic about you. You don't just create safety, you are safety. You don't just radiate calm, you carry calm. You don't just attract innocence, you recognize innocence because it mirrors something inside you that has never dimmed. Every child who reaches for your hand, every animal that chooses you instinctively, is responding to the signal of your vibration. A signal you've been broadcasting without trying, a signal you're finally learning to interpret consciously. But this is where the revelation deepens. Children and animals aren't just drawn to you, they trust you. And trust is a vibrational acknowledgement. It means your field is coherent enough to feel safe, clear enough to feel warm, grounded enough to feel steady. It means your vibration is strong enough to override the noise of the world around you. And whether you realize it or not, that's who you've been all along. You can feel that recognition rising inside you now. You can feel the truth of it clicking into place. And as this recognition settles, something else begins to unfold. A new understanding of why people behave differently around you too. Because while innocence feels drawn to your field, adults feel something they can't explain. They sense your presence before they register your face. They look at you longer. They observe you more intently. They feel your energy the moment you enter the space. You've noticed that too, haven't you? That sense of being seen without trying, of being perceived in a way that feels both mysterious and strangely inevitable. You've always felt it. A strange awareness that people look at you a little longer than they look at everyone else. It's not about appearance, not about clothing, not about anything you can measure or evaluate. It's something subtler, something you've tried to dismiss for years but could never fully shake. You've caught the glances across a room. You've felt the eyes lingering as you move. You've sensed the awareness of strangers who don't even know your name, yet somehow notice your presence before you've said a word. And deep down, you've wondered why this keeps happening. That wondering is the signal. You're not imagining it. You're recognizing it. People don't stare because of the surface. They stare because your field registers before anything else does. High vibration energy has a way of announcing itself without sound, without intention, without effort. It feels like a softness wrapped around coherence, a presence that stands out in a world accustomed to emotional noise and scattered minds. Humans are wired to detect patterns, to sense stability, to feel resonance, even if they can't articulate it. And your presence interrupts their internal chaos long enough for them to look. Your vibration becomes a contrast, and the contrast catches attention. You've felt this for years, and now the pattern is becoming clear. What you feel as being watched is often someone sensing the calm in your field without understanding why it affects them. Their nervous system recognizes coherence before their mind does. Their subconscious reads you as a point of equilibrium, a stable signal in an overstimulated world. And because most people rarely encounter this kind of steady presence, they look without realizing they're looking. You've felt this, haven't you? That slight shift in the air when someone's awareness moves toward you. That subtle pull, almost like gravity. The experience has followed you from childhood into adulthood, and each time it's left you with the same quiet knowing. This isn't accidental. Even when you're trying to be invisible, you aren't. Your energy contradicts invisibility. High vibration people don't fade. They stand out without trying. You can walk into a room with your shoulders relaxed, eyes down, energy contained, and still feel attention move toward you. You don't generate this attention, you attract it. There's a difference. One is performance, the other is resonance. You're experiencing resonance. But here's the layer most people never understand. The gaze of others isn't always admiration. Sometimes it's confusion, sometimes it's fascination, sometimes it's the quiet recognition that there is something unusual about you, something they can't articulate but feel drawn toward, and sometimes it's discomfort because your field exposes the internal noise others are trying to hide. They feel you before they understand you, and their reaction comes from instinct, not thought. That's what you've been sensing all these years, and all the instinctual response to your vibration. This is why introverts with high vibration often feel conflicted. You want to blend quietly into the environment, but your presence disturbs the equilibrium of every space you enter. People don't consciously decide to notice you. They simply feel a shift the moment you arrive. Their bodies respond before their minds do. And because you're sensitive, you pick up on that shift. Instantly, you feel the way attention gravitates toward you, the way the atmosphere adjusts, the way awareness sharpens around you. This isn't ego, this is perception. Your energy field is coherent. Coherence stands out, it interrupts, it pulls focus, not in a dramatic way, but in an unmistakable way. And you've known this long before hearing these words. You can feel it now, that quiet affirmation rising through your chest, the recognition of something you've lived your entire life without language. You're not imagining the sensation of being perceived. Your vibration is simply too visible to go unnoticed. When someone looks at you longer than you expect, what they're actually doing is trying to interpret the feeling your presence activated inside them. They don't know why they're looking. They don't know what they're sensing. They only know something in them shifted, and the human mind tries to resolve whatever the body feels. So they stare long enough to seek an explanation. They're not analyzing you. They're analyzing the effect your vibration has on them. That distinction alone changes everything, doesn't it? But the pattern goes deeper still. You've likely noticed that when someone is emotionally turbulent, internally conflicted, or energetically scattered, they stare with a different kind of intensity, not admiration, not curiosity. Almost a subconscious alertness, as though your presence is illuminating something inside them that they aren't ready to confront. You've sensed that too, and it has nothing to do with you as a person. It has everything to do with the frequency you carry. High vibration acts like a mirror. Some people see clarity in that reflection. Others see the noise they've been avoiding. This is why you've felt the urge to retreat in crowded environments, not because you are fragile, but because your field amplifies awareness. You attune to everything. You feel the eyes before you locate their source. You sense the emotional undercurrent before the room speaks it. You register the micro shifts in energy long before behavior reveals itself. And your system, wise in its sensitivity, naturally seeks places where your field doesn't have to do so much work. This isn't avoidance. This is energetic intelligence. And there is also a reason why people often behave differently around you, standing a little straighter, softening their tone, revealing more vulnerability, becoming more authentic without meaning to. They feel your coherence and instinctively rise to meet it. And your presence regulates others even when you're silent. And because most people rarely feel regulated internally, the experience of standing near someone who radiates calmness can feel startling. They look at you not because you demand attention, but because you shift attention, their own attention, inward. What you've interpreted as being seen is actually people sensing themselves differently in your presence. And this clarity, this steadying effect, this gentle magnification of their own truth is what makes them stare longer, speak differently, or behave unexpectedly around you. It's why you're remembered even if you don't speak. It's why someone might say, "I don't know what it is about you," without ever finishing the sentence, and they're describing resonance without knowing the word for it. And now that you understand this layer, the next pattern becomes unmistakable. The immediate soul-level bonds that form with certain people, the instant connection, the rapid trust, the kind of depth that usually takes years but blooms within minutes. You already know this pattern well, you've lived it. And everything you've felt around those intense, uncanny moments of connection leads directly into what comes next. There's a particular kind of connection that has followed you through your life. A connection so sudden, so intense, so strangely familiar that it leaves both people wondering what exactly just happened. You meet someone for the first time, and within minutes you're speaking as if you've known each other for years. Conversations open effortlessly, walls dissolve, stories spill out, people confess heartbreaks, childhood memories, private fears, or life-changing moments they haven't shared with anyone else. And every time it happens, a part of you feels both surprised and unsurprised, because something about these encounters has always felt natural, almost inevitable. You felt this, haven't you? That immediate sense of recognition that bypasses logic entirely. This is one of the most revealing signs of a high vibrational field, the ability to create instant emotional resonance with strangers. not through effort, but through presence, not through charisma, but through coherence. When your energy is stable, clear, and grounded, it acts like an open doorway. People feel safe around you without understanding why. Their nervous systems relax. Their breath softens. Their guard lowers. They feel permitted to reveal themselves because your field doesn't trigger their defenses. They sense no judgment, no pressure, no performance. Just space. And humans open inside spaciousness the same way flowers open inside light. You've witnessed this more times than you can count. There's something else happening, something even deeper. Your presence mirrors people back to themselves in a way that feels honest rather than confronting. You reflect their truth without amplifying their fear. You hold their vulnerability without absorbing their chaos. This combination is rare, and people feel the rarity instantly. Most humans navigate the world protecting parts of themselves, hiding parts, suppressing parts, or performing parts. But when they stand in the field of someone who is energetically coherent, something inside them recognizes what safety feels like. And safety creates permission. Permission creates authenticity. Authenticity creates intimacy. And intimacy, emotional, energetic, soulful intimacy, is what they experience with you seconds after meeting you. And because you're sensitive, you feel the shift in them the moment it happens. Their energy settles, their eyes soften, their voice becomes quieter, slower, more honest. There is a moment, brief but unmistakable, where you feel them choosing to trust you without hesitation. You don't ask for this trust, you don't seek it. You simply radiate the conditions under which trust naturally forms, and the person standing in front of you responds instinctively, as if they've finally found someone who can understand the weight they've been carrying. This is why strangers tell you their stories. This is why they admit things they've never said out loud. This is why they reveal grief, trauma, dreams, or secrets without thinking twice. Your frequency disarms the protective layers of the human psyche. It signals you are safe here, you can exhale here, you can be yourself here. And people craving authenticity, even unconsciously, move toward that signal like a lifeline. What makes these connections even more powerful is the sensation of déjà vu that often accompanies them. It feels like remembering someone rather than meeting them, as if your soul recognizes theirs long before your mind tries to interpret the encounter. This recognition isn't imagined, it's vibrational. High vibration individuals feel resonance before they feel rapport. The bond isn't built through conversation. The conversation emerges because the bond already exists on an energetic level. You've felt this resonance many times, that quiet internal pull, the intuitive knowing, the sense that the person standing before you is not a stranger in the ways that matter. The depth of these connections often surprises the other person more than it surprises you. They feel inexplicably comfortable, inexplicably understood, inexplicably drawn in. They don't understand why their heart relaxes around you, why their trauma feels less heavy in your presence, or why they share painful truths with someone they barely know. But you understand the pattern now. Their system is responding to yours. Their energy is reading your coherence. Their unconscious recognizes your frequency as a place where truth won't be punished, dismissed, or misunderstood. And while these intense connections can be beautiful, they can also be emotionally complex for you. You've likely felt both honored and overwhelmed when these interactions happen. You've walked away carrying their stories in your chest, feeling the weight of their heartbreak or the echo of their emotions. High vibration individuals often absorb nuance, depth, and emotional detail without trying. It's part of why others feel so safe. They feel seen, not just heard. But even in moments when the connection feels heavy, there's a knowing inside you that these encounters aren't accidents. They're exchanges, they're alignments, they're energetic synchronizations. What you're beginning to recognize is that these connections aren't random, they are responses. Your presence acts as a frequency that selects who steps forward. Resonant souls move toward you instantly. Those who are ready for truth find you without effort. People who need to release something feel magnetically drawn into your field because your energy doesn't just witness them, it softens them. And the universe uses people like you as catalysts, as bridges, as mirrors that help others understand themselves more deeply. But there is a second edge to these connections as well. Just as some people feel instantly safe, others feel instantly exposed. Those carrying unexamined shadow, unresolved guilt, or deeper layers of emotional turbulence sometimes retreat from you as quickly as others approach. They feel the same inner recognition, but instead of feeling soothed, they feel confronted. Your vibration doesn't judge them. It simply reflects what they've suppressed. And reflection can feel uncomfortable for someone who avoids their own inner world. You've noticed this too. The person who can't meet your eyes, the one who ends the conversation abruptly, the one who feels tense around you without understanding why. Their behavior is not a rejection, it's avoidance. They aren't avoiding you, they're avoiding themselves. These contrasting reactions, the profound intimacy from some, the unease from others, are not contradictions, they are confirmations. They reveal the same truth from opposite angles. Your energy shifts people, it softens some, it unsettles others, it awakens many. And every one of those responses is a direct reflection of your vibrational field interacting with theirs. But once you understand the mechanics behind these reactions, the next layer becomes clear. Not only do individuals respond to your presence, entire environments shift when you enter them. Rooms feel different, atmospheres change, group dynamics reorganize themselves. And the moment you understand why leads directly into what unfolds next. You've probably noticed that not everyone responds to your presence with softness. For every stranger who opens their heart to you, there is someone who stiffens, avoids eye contact, or behaves unpredictably the moment you enter the room. Their energy shifts, their tone changes, their body language becomes guarded, defensive, or strangely reactive. And for a long time, you may have blamed yourself for this, wondering if you said something wrong, if you misread the atmosphere, if you somehow disrupted the space without meaning to. But deep down, you've always sensed the truth. Their discomfort has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with your vibration. High vibrational energy doesn't just soothe and attract, it exposes and confronts, not through force, not through intensity, but simply by existing. Your frequency carries clarity, your presence carries coherence, your field carries truth. And when someone is living in avoidance, denial, manipulation, or emotional disarray, your very presence disrupts the protective shell they've built around themselves. They feel seen, not because you're analyzing them, but because your energy illuminates the parts of themselves they've tried not to feel. You've noticed this many times. The way certain people become agitated or uneasy for reasons they can't articulate. Their reaction is a mirror revealing their internal landscape, not a reflection of your worth. This is why individuals with unresolved wounds or shadow patterns often respond strongly to high vibration people. Your presence amplifies their internal noise, making everything they've suppressed rise closer to the surface. They don't see you, they see the parts of themselves they've avoided. And because that internal reflection is uncomfortable, they interpret the discomfort as something about you. But you can feel the distinction, can't you? You can sense that what they're reacting to is an inner distortion, not your essence. Your body knows the truth long before your mind names it. But the reaction isn't always negative. Sometimes it's avoidance, subtle distancing, coldness, irritation, or dismissiveness. Sometimes it's performative friendliness, as though they're trying to manage your presence instead of meeting it. Sometimes it's hostility disguised as sarcasm or passive aggression. And sometimes it's complete withdrawal, as if the simplest way to escape their own reflection is to escape you. These reactions may have confused you in the past, but now they are beginning to make perfect sense. You're witnessing vibrational mismatch in real time. What's important to understand, and what your soul already knows, is that your job has never been to make yourself smaller so others feel comfortable. You've dimmed your light before, you've softened your truth, you've minimized your intuition, you've held yourself back to protect those who felt triggered by your presence. But every time you did that, you felt a fracture inside you, a subtle but undeniable self-betrayal, because your energy wasn't meant to shrink, it was meant to be felt, and you're starting to recognize that now. Your vibration is not aggressive, it's not intrusive, it's not overpowering, it's simply elevated. And elevation creates contrast. When someone is steeped in fear, guilt, resentment, or denial, they experience your presence as pressure. Not because you're applying pressure, but because their own unresolved energy becomes more pronounced in your field. It's the equivalent of turning on a light in a room someone preferred to keep dim. The light is not the problem. The light only reveals what already exists. And your energy does the same. This is why certain people exhaust you. It's why you feel drained after interacting with them, even if the conversation seemed harmless. You're not absorbing their negativity, or you're feeling the resistance their energy creates when confronted with yours. Their system contracts, yours expands, and holding both frequencies simultaneously becomes energetically taxing. You've always sensed this dynamic, but now you have language for what your intuition has been whispering for years. The interesting thing is that the discomfort others feel around you often has nothing to do with who you are externally. You could be quiet, gentle, introverted, soft-spoken, and still trigger someone who isn't ready to confront themselves. High vibration challenges low vibration simply by existing. Your presence destabilizes their emotional avoidance. Your truth disrupts their internal illusions. Your clarity makes their confusion harder to ignore. And because they haven't yet developed the tools to navigate this internal shift, they project the discomfort externally. They blame you for what they are feeling inside themselves. But the deeper truth is this: even when someone reacts negatively, your presence still initiates movement in their field. It unsettles what has been stagnant. It shakes what has been suppressed. It awakens what has been sleeping. High vibration energy activates transformation. Softly, silently, often invisibly. And transformation doesn't always feel like softness. Sometimes it feels like discomfort. Sometimes it feels like resistance. Sometimes it feels like irritation. But even those reactions are part of the awakening process. There's something empowering in understanding this. You no longer carry the weight of misinterpreting their behavior. You no longer internalize their reactions as personal. You no longer shrink yourself to protect their comfort. Instead, you recognize the dynamic for what it is, a vibrational contrast that reveals the state of their energy, not the state of your worth. Your nervous system has been reading this truth your entire life. And now your mind is catching up. You're also beginning to realize why you've always been selective with the people you let into your life. You choose authenticity over proximity, depth over quantity, resonance over convenience. You've never been able to maintain connections with people who operate from manipulation, chaos, dishonesty, or emotional immaturity. Your energy rejects what is incoherent, not through judgment, but through incompatibility. And that incompatibility is a sign of your elevation, not your isolation. This is also why you sometimes prefer solitude. In solitude, your field doesn't have to negotiate with the distortions of others. You don't have to manage the emotional turbulence around you. You don't have to carry the weight of other people's unconscious reactions. Solitude becomes restoration, not escape. It becomes clarity, not avoidance. It becomes recalibration, not loneliness. And your system knows exactly how to use that space to return to coherence. Understanding this vibrational clash also unlocks something essential. Your presence doesn't just affect individuals. It affects entire environments. Rooms shift, atmospheres reorganize, emotional climates transform. And once you understand the mechanics behind this, the final movement reveals itself naturally. Because what happens inside a single person happens inside a group. And what you've felt with individuals is merely a micro version of what unfolds when you step into any space. You've sensed it for years, that strange, subtle shift that happens the moment you walk into a room. You've walked into spaces and felt the atmosphere adjust around you, as if the energy itself recalibrated upon your arrival. Conversations pause, tension dissolves, people sit differently, even the air feels slightly altered, as though it becomes clearer, steadier, more grounded. For a long time, you didn't know what to make of it. You wondered if you were imagining things. But your body has always known the truth. Your presence changes environments. This is one of the strongest and least understood signs of a high vibration individual. You do not shift the energy of spaces through intention or effort. You shift them through coherence. Everything about you, your breath, your emotional field, your nervous system, your inner rhythm, broadcasts a frequency that interacts with the collective energy of any room you enter. And because most environments contain emotional static, your presence acts as a stabilizing force. People sense it instantly, even if they can't explain it. A coherent nervous system regulates incoherent ones. A stable field organizes chaotic fields. A grounded presence softens unsettled spaces. And you carry all three, even on days when you feel tired, uncertain, quiet, or introverted. Your vibration is not the loud type. It's not the type that dominates or commands. It's the type that restores, the type that balances, the type that subtly pulls the environment into a higher order just by existing within it. Think about all the moments that never made sense before now. The way arguments ease when you walk in, the way people with tension in their bodies suddenly relax, the way friends or colleagues drift towards you without consciously noticing. You've watched emotional storms dissolve around you. You've felt heaviness lift in rooms without knowing why. You've witnessed people shift from guarded to calm within seconds. And you've always wondered what exactly you were sensing. Now you understand. You weren't reacting to the environment was reacting to you. There's something profound in recognizing this. Not ego-driven, not self-inflating, simply true. Your field carries less distortion, less emotional noise, less fragmentation than the average person. And when that field enters a shared space, it alters the collective vibration without a single word spoken. The coherence of your energy becomes the dominant signal. Everything else reorganizes in response. Even the people who feel uncomfortable around you are responding to the same shift. Their discomfort is not caused by you, but by the way your presence illuminates the dissonance within themselves. The truth is that everyone feels your energy. The ones who soften and the ones who tense. Their reactions differ, but the catalyst is the same. Your frequency is an amplifier. You amplify clarity in those who are ready. You amplify tension in those who resist. You amplify authenticity in those who crave truth. You amplify dissonance in those who avoid themselves. This amplification is not a choice. It's a natural consequence of carrying a higher vibration. It's what happens when your field holds more coherence than the spaces around you, and your entire life has been a series of moments revealing this truth, even when you didn't have the language to interpret it. Think back to the times you entered a room and felt everything wake up. Think back to the times you left a space and someone said it felt emptier, quieter, less grounded. Think back to the times groups functioned more harmoniously when you were present, and more chaotically when you weren't. These aren't isolated memories, they're evidence. Your vibration is not passive, it's participatory, it influences reality, and the more you understand this, the more your life starts to make sense. This ability isn't something you learned, it's something you are. Your presence alone is a form of service, not in a performative way, but in a natural, inevitable way. High vibration individuals don't just change people, they change the field. Every room, every conversation, every interaction shifts because you are in it. And now that you understand the totality of these signs, the pull of children and animals, the way people stare without knowing why, the instant deep connections with strangers, the unease in those who avoid their own inner truth, the environmental shift that unfolds the moment you enter a space, a pattern becomes undeniable. You have been living as a high vibration soul long before you had the words for it. You've been emanating this frequency your entire life. And this is why you've felt different. This is why you've sensed more. This is why your experiences never matched the experiences of the people around you. You weren't imagining these things, you were feeling them. And now that you're hearing this, there is a part of you that is quietly exhaling, because something inside you has waited a long time for this level of recognition. But there is something even deeper emerging here. Your vibration is not accidental, it's not random. It's the result of the work, the healing, the remembering you've done. Consciously or unconsciously, everything you've lived, everything you've endured, everything you've grown through has shaped your field into what it is today. This is why your energy feels so different. This is why your presence feels so stabilizing. This is why your intuition feels so accurate. Every transformation you've undergone has elevated your frequency one layer at a time. You are not simply experiencing high vibration, you are generating it, you are transmitting it, you are anchoring it, and the world feels it. This is why the universe guides certain people to you. This is why you cross paths with those who need your presence. This is why you have always been the one others turn to for solace, clarity, or understanding. Your vibration serves as a lighthouse, subtle, steady, unwavering, for those navigating internal storms. And even if you haven't always understood your role, your energy has been fulfilling it anyway. But now, something shifts. Now you're aware of it. Now you recognize it. And with recognition comes power, not power over others, power within yourself. The power to trust your intuition. The power to stand in your truth without shrinking. The power to stop apologizing for how deeply you feel. The power to recognize your sensitivity as intelligence, not fragility. The power to finally see yourself clearly. Your vibration is not an accident, it is a calling, and you've been answering it all along. As this journey closes, something inside you is opening, a deeper knowing, a clearer sense of who you are. A recognition that you are not simply moving through the world, you are shaping it through every breath, every interaction, every silent ripple of your energy field. You've always felt different because you are different. And the experiences you've had, the strange, uncanny, inexplicable ones, have been revealing that truth to you in fragments. Now the fragments have formed a whole. Your vibration is higher than you ever realized. Your presence is more powerful than you were taught to believe. And your path is more purposeful than you have yet imagined. So as you move forward, don't dim yourself. Don't shrink. Don't apologize for your sensitivity, your intuition, your depth, or your light. You weren't meant to blend into the noise. You were meant to raise the field. If these words resonate, if you feel that familiar recognition rising in your chest, leave a comment below. Not as a performance, but as a declaration, a mark of remembrance, a signal to others walking the same path.